Hey guys, welcome back to RanglingRutherfords. So today I'm gonna get my potatoes ready for planting. So I've never grown Irish potatoes before. This is new to me this year, but I've been researching and learning about it, and I bought some seed potatoes and I am getting them prepared to put in the ground hopefully tomorrow. I've been wanting to plant them for several weeks now, but weather is just not permitted. We had a really cold snap and then a lot of rain, and from everything that I've read, you don't want to put potatoes in the ground when it's going to be raining continuously over several days because they could rot and then you won't have any potatoes. So I think I'm going to have a good day tomorrow, so I wanted to go ahead and cut them today and just kind of show you that process and why I'm doing it and what all is involved. So I have 3 different types of potatoes that I bought, seed potatoes, and I bought them from Tractor Supply Company, our local TSC. And let me show you what I got. These are the bags. So these are just Yukon Gold potatoes, a 4-pound bag of these. These are red Norland potatoes, just a general red potato. And these are called Adirondack Blue, or blue Adirondack potatoes. They have a very purple, almost blue colored flesh on the inside. So I got those 3 kinds of potatoes really because that is what was available to me, and they were certified seed potatoes. And I'm new to this, so I've been researching and just really combing over different websites and different YouTube videos trying to figure out the best way to grow these. One resource that I'm relying on most heavily is Clemson University's home gardening website. I'll put a link in the description below, but they are a great resource for any gardener in South Carolina, whether you're doing vegetables, flowers, improving your landscaping, whatever it is. It's just so much information on that website. But I've also been scouring a bunch of YouTube videos, and I've been seeing tons of people grow potatoes in many different ways, and pretty much all of them are successful. I've heard people say that potatoes are very heavy feeders, so fertilize them a lot. I've heard people say potatoes are light feeders and they don't really need much other than loose soil. I've heard people acidify their soils with sulfur because potatoes need slightly acidic soil, and then some people just grow them in typical soil and don't put any acidifiers or amendments in it at all. From what I can tell, all of them end up growing potatoes, some maybe more than others. So my takeaway from all that is that there is really no tried and true right and wrong way to do it. I feel confident that because I've seen so many different ways with good results, that no matter what I do, I'm hopefully going to get some decent results. So fingers crossed it goes well. Okay, so I'm sitting on the floor here because I'm getting ready to cut my potatoes up. I've had them sitting out on this white sheet here, just exposing them to sunlight and allowing them to sprout. So when you take a seed potato and you expose it to sunlight for several weeks before you grow it, they begin to grow sprouts like this, and this is called chitting, C-H-I-T, T-I-N-G, chitting, to chit the potato. And so basically this is just giving your potato a head start in the growth process. Now you could put them in the ground and they not have any sprouts at all, and the little eyes that are here, they will eventually sprout and grow a potato plant. But from everything that I've read, if you get them a head start and do what they call the chitting process by allowing them to grow larger sprouts before you put them in the ground, that will just give you a head start and cut a few weeks off of your growing season because they've already had that much growth under their belt. So this is one of the red Norland potatoes. I have several different size potatoes. This is a smaller one here. If you take the larger potatoes and you cut them so that each piece has 2 to 3 eyes on each piece, it will help to give you better potato yields because you can get more potatoes, more potato plants out of the single potato. Now if you have a smaller potato like this, you can go ahead and plant this whole because it only has a handful of eyes. So you can plant the potato whole, or you can take a larger one and cut it into several chunks to increase your yields. So if you cut them, you want to give it at least 24 hours for that potato flesh to dry out and create what they call a scab. And the scab protects the potato from rotting when it's in the ground. So that's what I'm going to do today, is cut my potatoes so that we can get them prepared to plant tomorrow. And after I cut them, I'm just gonna leave them cut side open and turn the fan on so they can have a lot of airflow and hopefully dry out and create that nice scab so that they'll be ready to plant tomorrow. So let's get started. So since this was a larger potato, I'm just cutting it into halves like this. This is the crown where it has mostly chipped, where you have that sprout there. And then this is the heel of the potato. And it doesn't have any large sprouts, but it does have eyes that still will create potato plants. Okay, so these are my potatoes after I got them all cut up. These are the blue Adirondack, which I'm really excited about those. Those look really pretty. So I did my best to try to leave at least 2 to 3 eyes on each piece. And this particular one has a hole in the middle. And honestly, I'm really not sure if that is good to plant or not. It looks like there's some mold growing. I need to research that and figure out if that's okay to plant. But these are the Yukon Golds, and then these are the Red Norland. I'm gonna leave these out on this sheet, turn the fan on, and allow them to dry and scab over, and hopefully we'll be able to plant those tomorrow. Hey guys, it is the next day, and I apologize for the extreme light, but it's the first sunny day we've had that I can actually get my potatoes planted. So I am gonna grow potatoes in the big no-dig garden that I've been working on, but I also wanted to plant potatoes in grow bags in my own backyard just to see how they grew, if they grew differently, and just kind of what success I could have out of them. So let me show you those up close. Okay, so I bought these Vivo Sun grow bags from Amazon. I have 5 of them, and they are 25 gallons each. And I just kind of folded down the side just to make them a little sturdier while I was planting. But in this bag, I have 9 seed potatoes, and in each bag I have 9. I showed you earlier my certified seed potatoes that were the blue Adirondack and the red Norlands, but I also wanted to try to grow just some generic russet potatoes from the grocery store, just to see what would happen. I was afraid maybe there might be disease or something with them, so I am just growing them in their own bag just to see what kind of results I get. So these are grocery store russet potatoes. These are the blue Adirondack potatoes. These are the Yukon Golds, and these are those red Norlands that we cut up yesterday. And you can see after we cut them up, I exposed them to air for about 24 hours and they have dried over nicely. So we're just putting those cut side down in about 4 to 6 inches of potting soil and compost, and then I'm going to cover these with about another 6 inches of potting soil and then some straw, and then we're going to water those in. I'll show you when I'm all done. Alright, I got the potatoes in the pots, and I got about 4 to 5 inches, maybe 6, of potting soil on top of them, and then I put a light layer of straw on top of that and watered them in really well. So here they all are. I'm excited about them. I hope they grow. They should. They will. They're gonna grow. So now that we have those done, I'm gonna take you out to our big garden that we're working on, our no-dig garden, and I'm gonna plant the rest of my cut potatoes there. Hey boys!
That mom.
Yeah.
What you doing?
I'm drilling in the dirt. I'm carving the dirt.
Carving the dirt.
Let's go. You want to see what I mean carving? Come look.
Okay.
Let's go watch the cards. Going nail.
Are you on baby duty?
Right. Yes, I do.
All right, thank you.
Are you coming to video with me? All right, come here. All right.
I'm pretending it's my tripod.
You pretending it's your tripod?
Yes.
All right, so we are back here at our big garden, our no-dig garden that we are preparing, and I have the rest of those potatoes, the ones that I have not planted in the...
And we're planting.
Yep, we're planting
potatoes.
That's right, we're planting potatoes.
I'm going to get the tape measure.
All right, go get the tape measure. So a few things that I've learned about potatoes since I've been researching is that there's 3 different categories of potatoes. There are early season potatoes, mid-season potatoes, and long season potatoes. And the difference in those is that early seasons will mature in about 75 to 95 days. Mid-seasons will mature and be ready to harvest somewhere around, I think it's like 95 to 110 days, in that range. And then long season potatoes will be mature and ready to harvest around like 115, I think I read, to 125, 130 days. The varieties I'm planting are all early season potatoes, and so these should be hopefully ready to harvest in, let's see, February, March, April, maybe late May, somewhere around there. So they should be ready to harvest in late May. But I have this end of the bed here, and I'm going to space out the potatoes that I have, and then we're going to cover those up with some soil, and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing there. Okay, so these are all of my seed potatoes. I have them spaced out roughly 8 to 12 inches apart, and I just kind of nestled them down in the top of our compost here. And then I'm going to get another layer of compost to put over them, I guess 2 or 3 inches of compost, and then cover them with straw. Well, I think that about does it. So that is the potato patch. I've read several different methods, and traditionally you would just plant them in the ground, and as the stalks grow, as it sprouts leaves and grows stalks, you would pile on more dirt, creating a mound so that potatoes can form in that mound. What I decided to do is what I read is called the lazy bed method, where you plant them in the soil and then you put on a layer of straw, and as the plants grow you keep piling the straw up, and so the potatoes essentially grow it's kind of inside the straw, and the straw protects the light from hitting the potatoes. The method that I'm trying is called the lazy bed method, where you plant your potatoes and then you mound up layers of straw on top of them. And as they keep growing taller, you continue to mound more and more straw. So essentially the potatoes will start growing into the straw, and the straw will protect the potatoes from light, because if sunlight hits the top of the potatoes, it will cause them to turn green and be inedible. So that is the method that I'm trying. I got my first layer of straw on there, and hopefully in about 3 or 4 weeks we'll start seeing some growth, and as we see more and more growth, I'll continue to put straw on there as much as possible. So thanks for following along with me. I was excited, really excited to get some planting done today. I've been waiting for several weeks, and the weather has not cooperated up until now, so it feels good to be outside, and it feels good to get some sunshine. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this content, and leave a comment. Let me know what questions you have and things that you would like to see. And if you see anything that I did wrong or something that I forgot about or skipped over, point that out and I'll address it for you. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day. Bye. So I've been researching many things. I've been